lapho kubonakala khona kukhona lapho kwenzakala khona leso sohlakalo uthi yebo Nkosi enkantolo ngangikhona.
Ngiyayiphinda lento ngiyayisho ulokhu ama traffic cop mina ama traffic cop angisuse eVelaliya saya eFosorus la ngifike ngashawa khona sasuke eFosorus asikwayiwa eAlbertine uma sifika eAlbertine angazi ngibe ngisalandelana nama traffic cop kwabe sekuba iTRT engisuka nawo lapho siyala engasuka khona uHadebe.
I still maintain my statement in saying that the traffic cop officers, they took me from Valeria, they took me to Fosorus. And then when we went to Albertine, we never went them with where Hadebe took me. It was a team of the TRT that went with us to where Hadebe took me.
I don't get into trouble. I cause it. Yeah, I take a decision that we cause trouble now.
If the AVL was present, then that would show us or enlighten us as to what happened on that day.
Repeat after me. Do not play with Muzi Sibiya. Do not take Muzi Sibiya for granted. Listen, this man understands the assignment. Every morning when he wakes up and gets out of his cell to come to court, and then he puts his hands out, and then they put the handcuffs, and then they put the leg irons and the leg cushions. I'm not sure. Did they finally reach a resolution with Khosi Mampura about the leg irons? I don't know. Anyway. The cushions. But I digress. Every morning when he puts on his armor, so to speak, and he comes to court, he knows exactly the assignment, okay? He understands his assignment, and let me clue you in on what that assignment is. My Lord might have a verdict ready. My Lord might not support anything that the defense says, even a mere objection of an adjournment request of can we just look at the metadata on the photo album for Baloyi, just something so basic like that. The defense meets resilience or is ignored or just pushed aside to the side. But guess what? Muzi Sibiya said, oh, okay, no problem. I'll make sure it's on record, okay? I might have given Umnisi instructions, but I'm going to make sure I double emphasize it when I respond. Any chance given, Muzi wakes up and chooses violence. And his violence, his weapon of choice is words. And randomly, you're just listening to him explaining what happened to him from Albertine and how him and Hadebe were on the move. And then he says, you see, if they were AVL records. If they were AVL records. So he's consistently adding that on the record, that don't play with me. For some strange reason, there are no AVL records. But if the records were there, the records would support what I'm telling you. Therefore, it leaves it on the record. It leaves this imprint that the reason the AVLs are not there is because they will prove what Muzi is alleging. And that's not a position the states wants to see themselves in, with egg on their faces. Hello Mzansi, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining us. Please remember to like, to comment, to subscribe. We are in the month of November. Can you believe it? Someone said in the comment section, ever since Mkwanazi, we need an extra year for 2025 because it feels like Mkwanazi and all them good dudes over there at SAPS have just taken over the year. Okay. And I agree. I feel like, time has been taken away from us. But I'm here with you, SENZO MEYIWA TRIAL. So let's get into it. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and stay to the end of the video. Your support means the world to me. Let's continue listening on.
But are you deviating from the proposition that was made by Mr. Mgomezulu to Constable Jonathan?
Umgomezulu ubuza imibuzo uJonathan inkulumo ekhulunywa uJonathan umgomezulu ubuza umbuzo ngale nto leyo uJonathan akhuluma ngayo hayi ukuthi umgomezulu ufaka ukuthi mina ngithi la.
No, Mgomezulu was questioning Mr. Jonathan in what Mr. Jonathan was saying. He was not questioning him with what I'm saying.
Yes, well, we'll leave it there for.
Sorry, just repeat that proposition.
The proposition that Constable Jonathan went along is on the pointings out.
I see.
Okay.
Namanje ngiyaphikaze ngihambe noJonathan la ngihamba khona noHadebe babe ngekho Jonathan lapha kwakukhona iTRT.
I still repeat that there was no time wherein I was with together with Jonathan and them. They were not present. It was with Hadebe and the TRT team.
And just another reference to the evidence of Captain Nailana during his evidence on the 9th of November 2023 at page 44 from line 1, Captain Nailana. After the pointings out, then we will drive back to SAPS Alberton. Upon arrival at SAPS Alberton, we will get off the vehicle and then the photographer will take the photos again. So once again, Captain Nailana confirms that photos were taken upon your return from the pointings out.
Cha aqinisekisi lokho.
No.
Ngoba ngisho mina ukuthi mina oqinisekisayo ukuthi mina ngasho ukuthi ithombe kayi1 angiphindanga ngasho ukuthi ithombe kayi okwesibili.
No, it does not confirm that. What I'm saying is that I was only taken photos once, not when we came back.
And further on, Captain Nailana testified as follows, and then that is when Lieutenant Colonel Khadebe again spoke to the guy that was asking him if the manner in which the pointing out was correct, and he was satisfied with the pointing out procedure. Then at line 10, Captain Nailana, my observation as the suspect was to go back to the cells was that prior to the pointing out, he was still calm and he was cooperative, and I did not interact with him in any way because I was not part of the investigation, as I did not have the merits of the case. Then the state asked him as to was there any escort during the pointings out. He responded, we did have a security detail, my lord. And he said, Captain Nailana said, those guys were from EMPD, marked SWAT on the side. What I can say about those officers is that also I did not interact with them, and at no stage were they very close to us so that we can interact. And he says, even during the pointings out.
Ngiyaphinda futhi ukuthi iSWAT imetro isale kuphi isale emasifika eAlbertine sasuke eAlbertine leTRT saya nayo eFosoras. So mina ukubantu kukhona ama AVL ngabe yibona asho ukuthi imetro yafika sala ngoba imetro ayiqhubekela ngiyale. Mina ngicala amaphoyisa ukuthi wayefihla izinto ukuthi kwenzakala kanjani.
I still say that where we left or where the metro team remained, the SWAT team, and if the AVL was here, it would show as to what had happened. It surprises me why the police keep on hiding things.
Bafike bafihla nokuthi wakukhona obongani lapha eThembisa mangiboshwe igcineni bayavela kwidiary kaGininda lamanje basafihlana ukuthi kwenzakalani.
They hid also the fact that Bongani and them were present upon my arrest in Tembisa, and then now it appeared from Gininda's diary.
One thing about Muzi Sibiya, he will not let anything go. I actually think, you know what, at this point, Muzi should be allowed the opportunity to cross-examine Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Gininda. I want to see something. Because this thing of, I've been instructed by my client to put it to you. No, Muzi wants to put it to Gininda himself. Do you remember, those of you who watched the Thabo Bester and Mgulugutu's trial? There was a time Thabo Bester was applying he was applying to have access to a laptop, and he couldn't find legal representation, so he had to represent himself, and he was there in court speaking for himself. And you know what, I think he did good. I think Muzi is at that level. Muzi is at the level that he can represent himself. Unfortunately, of course, there's the legalities and dun. So I think, you know what, Umnisi can remain over as a consultant to Muzi, but because Thabo Bester represented himself until it now got technical. Now it got legal, LLB and Dennis, and then the judge was like, I asked you, and I'm not giving you any more time. And he had to handwrite everything. He had to handwrite his submissions right there in the courtroom. So I think it would be interesting, don't you think so? If Umuzi was given the chance to cross-examine Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Gininda today, it would be very interesting. He has a lot of questions to ask. The first one, I bet you, is AVL. The second one is, so your diary revealed and confirmed what I had already been saying that you guys were denying. What do you say now? How do you explain it? That's what I think. But let's continue listening on. Muzi remains brilliant, in my opinion. And I like that he hasn't taken the stance of giving up or accepting his fate. He's fighting all the way to the end. No matter what the outcome is, history will go down. He will go down in history books as having fought for his rights and his freedom, in my opinion. Let me know in the comment section if you agree. Let's continue listening on.
Now, going back to exhibit NN. Entry 326/345 at 1801. At Villera, it says, you'll recall that you were booked out at 8:01 on the 5th of June 2020. And that entry, just to contextualize the current entry, says investigation of Sergeant Mukhani with 1 male for dealing in drugs. It was entry 326/345. Muzi Sibiya, SAP 14/1/6/2020, SAP 14/R5086208, CAS 217/3/2019. No injuries correctly received. Now, the corresponding entry is 326/345 at 1801. It says investigation back. Sergeant Mukhani with the following for dealing in drugs: Muzi Sibiya, SAP 14/1/6/2020, SAP 14AR5086208, CAS number 217/3/2019, correctly received.